Hi, Sparrows. Hello, Sparrows. I am Valerie Miller of TVM, and welcome to the room. It's Wisdom Wednesday, so come on in, relax, enjoy yourself. It's going to be a great night tonight, a juicy night. We have Courii Wynter with us tonight, also known as Coco of Coco Exotics. So come on in. She should be with us momentarily. She's a young lady that's local from the community of Charlotte, and she's going to be coming in and talking about her business. Now, of course, we're going to be talking entrepreneur to entrepreneur, talking about personal branding, and how important it is to brand your business, especially when you have your name associated. So thank you so much for coming in. One sparrow, two sparrow, all sparrows. Come on in, get comfy. It's been that kind of a day, so hopefully you've had a fabulous Wednesday. It's midweek. And I am excited about it. It's been a while. It's taken maybe 4 or 5 months for Coco to come on with me because Wisdom Wednesday has been kind of booked out for quite a while through September, so that's juicy within itself. However, so many fabulous guests that I have lined up to come on until the last quarter of the year that it is going to be fabulous. Yes. Hi, Veronica Morris, Tiffany Williams. Welcome to the room. Hopefully you've had a grand day. But like I said in the blurb on Coco earlier today, or was it yesterday, I was talking about her coming in from Brooklyn, New York, and she's now a Carolina girl, so she's made the transition to North Carolina. So that's going to be a conversation within itself. And again, going along with the topic tonight, personal branding, doing what's necessary. Sometimes it requires making moves in order to get your business substantiated the way you want it. And in my case, it took me moving away in order to move back for things to be really expedited the way it should be. Sometimes it requires family and it requires friends to help you on your journey. And that I am grateful for. Mine, all the way fabulous, and I'm grateful for my family. So, Kim, welcome in. It is a great day. I'm just going to tell you this. Coco took it upon herself to create a specialty drink just for, that's right, for moi. And she delivered it over to me today, this afternoon, so I cannot wait to taste it. I cannot wait. I absolutely cannot wait. If you caught the mini commercial earlier this afternoon, you saw she was in the midst of creating Val's fabulous specialty drink. So if you have any events that are going to be coming up and you're going to need a mixologist or someone like that, Coco may be the very person for you. It doesn't matter if you're in town or out of town. How about she ships also? So it's nothing that she does not do. And just having conversation with her and telling her I'm a green girl, so I'm not into all of the alcohol and things like that because it prompts weight gain, all of that, right? So I told her what I like, and then coming in, from Atlanta, there are so many specialty drinks that they're now bringing on the menu that are organic. So I mentioned that to her, and she just took initiative to say, you know what, I'll create whatever you want. That I love. I love things that are personalized because everything, everybody didn't like the same things all the time. We're all unique in our own rights. So I cannot wait for her to drop into the room so you can meet her for yourself, get to know her for who she is, personally, professionally, and the like. And if there's anything in particular that you need from her, of course, she'll be giving you her contact information as she did earlier in the mini commercial. And it's that easy. Lickety split. Lickety split. Thank you, Kim. Kim, you're so kind. You're so kind. You should see the actions of what I go through to get ready from the waist up when I'm preparing for these lives. So thank you so much for being kind. So hopefully Coco is going to be coming in here soon, and I'm looking forward to having you on the show too, Kim Kim, next month. That's going to be a great show. That's all I can say about that, and cannot wait to get you alongside on this side of me so we can break some things down with you also coming from Brooklyn. Though, nope, you're not Brooklyn. You're the Bronx. Correct me. You're coming in from the Bronx, New York. So it's fabulous to meet people in other cities, states, countries, and being able to connect the way we are and having engaging conversations that can change communities and all the like. So it can be local community, a distant community, it doesn't matter. Conversations are necessary to know what's taking place within our cities and in our lives. I look at that and take those types of things to heart, indeed. So I don't know. I'm going to have to probably reach out to little Miss Coco, because I know I kind of mentioned to her to come on around 7:05 to give me an opportunity to just chat to my sparrows just for a little bit and brief her before coming into the room. So I don't know. So tell me, how have your day been? Has it been a fabulous Wednesday? Has it been all the way fabulous with you? Tell me something grand that took place in your life today. I see she's popped in the room, so I'm going to see if I can get her on. One of these days, I'm going to not have to do shenanigans. Let's give her a call, Kim Kim. No, she's actually in the room now. But you know me, I am quick to pick up the phone. I'll call in a heartbeat. I'll do it. Good and well I'll do it. Don't be playing that. I'll be ready to get the conversation started. So she's being added into the conversation. She should be in the room momentarily. And she just popped in.
Yeah, I was having a little bit of, I just realized.
What happened?
I don't have my banner because my banner's in my car.
Oh. Well, you know what? You are your banner.
I know, right? So
you are your own publicity.
I am actually on my patio.
So you're relaxing.
Yes,
chillaxing.
Yes, because I'm a mom, and sometimes it can get noisy no matter what. So on the patio, don't come out.
Okay, you've giving a disclaimer. Okay, you talked to the kiddos and you now have told them that you are live with TVM, of course, and I'm so excited to finally get you on. I was telling the Sparrows it's been about 4 or 5 months, something like that, and you're finally here. So
yes.
with much gratitude, I can't even wait to delve into this drink. I've chilled it up really well. I'm getting excited. You see this grin? I can't even wait to taste it. Because anything with basil in it, not yet. No, I told you I was waiting for the show so the Sparrows can get a full-on reaction, the first. So that's how I roll. So, we've already jumped into conversation. Got it. Here she is waiting to be poured into. So I'm telling you this. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Like I said, I've given a blurb of who you are and that you're originally from Brooklyn. You've been in North Carolina for 2 to 3 years now, if that long?
Yes, I've been in North Carolina about 3 years, just about. And
Total. So you've made your way to the Queen City. So Charlotte is where
and
it's
moved to
at. So why don't
right.
you tell us about you? Go for it.
Well, my name is Coco. I am a bartender and a mixologist. My brand is called Coco Exotics, which is inspired by my culture as far as the name because my family, they're from the islands. I mean, my mom, she's born in Jamaica. My dad is born in Trinidad, and my grandparents from Trinidad. Well, my grandfather's from Trinidad on my dad's side, but then my
Mm-hmm.
mom's father is Cuban. And
What a
then
mix.
basically, yeah, what a great mix. So that's where the exotics come from because I'm only naming a few of where
Yes.
like my grandparents is from because it is a little bit more. Everyone is basically from the islands, and I'm inspired by the culture because of how we cook. It's totally different from the American culture. So growing
Right.
up in that type of culture it was a big culture shocking when I moved to North Carolina because I was so
Mm.
used to eating a certain way. And when I got here, I was just like, wait, where's this store? And when I got to the store, they didn't have the products, the seasoning, or anything. So I just felt like
Uh-huh.
out of place. So where does
I
Coco
know
Exotics
that.
come in? I
Mm-hmm.
started to basically I said, why don't I introduce some diversity to North Carolina because it's an American culture. And where I was
Yes.
born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, I was raised within a Caribbean community.
Got it.
So basically,
So
we
you
went
have a
to a grocery
Caribbean
store.
flair. It's
Yes, all
everything fresh,
yes,
everything homegrown, a lot of it, and
yes.
you just did not have supermarkets that you would go and things were artificial or packaged, put it that way.
Pretty much, you can pick out your own fruits and vegetables, fill them. Anything that we needed, like within Brooklyn, New York, like you can easily go. Like we had something that was called a fruit and vegetable stand.
Mm-hmm.
Some might say it's a Korean store,
Uh-huh.
right? With like the Jamaicans would say, "Oh yeah, that's the Korean store. Go to the Korean store," and we automatically know you go and pick out your plantains, you go pick out your fruits, your vegetables, and coming here, I couldn't do that really much. I had to go to Walmart for everything, and Walmart didn't always have what I needed until I bumped into a Jamaican lady and a guy,
Uh-huh.
and I said, "Wait, I know you have to make some of your dishes. Where do you go to grocery shop?" And then they told me about this international supermarket in Greensboro because at
Uh-huh.
the time I was living in Winston Salem,
Uh-huh.
and then after a while I realized that nope, I'm out on the.
You
And
can't get away from the kids, you know better, but go ahead.
yeah, and then I decided to move to Charlotte in November to push forward my brand. And it's been coming along pretty great, introducing some nice flavors that we would use in our culture and add some alcohol to it, which is the fun.
Okay. So you have, I mean, basically it's organic anyway, because if you're looking at it from your cultural standpoint, you make everything from scratch. It's from something you've seen, it's a family heritage, something you've seen mom or dad do. So with you being in New York, it's easy for you to find anything in the world that you're looking for when it comes to shopping because it's such a diverse culture in New
So
York
true.
City. You see, so to move to the Carolinas, yeah, it's natural to be blindsided by that because the need isn't as on a grander scale here. You know, people move here for different things, but just the mark of New York City has it all. So, being now in the Carolinas, you're feeling some kind of way. However, now you're finding the tools that you need and branding yourself. Now, were you owner? Had you already launched Coco Exotics in New
Yes,
York
I
and then
did.
transitioned here? Okay.
No, I actually launched it in Winston-Salem in 2018 of March,
Mm-hmm.
March 17th to be exact,
Uh-huh.
2018. And after a while, I realized that Winston-Salem wasn't as fast paced for me, but I loved
Mm-hmm.
it in North Carolina. I love the weather out here and the people. And I said, I'm not moving back to New York. I'm over it. This is my new home. This is where I feel home. So, born and raised in Brooklyn, get it. I understand it. Survived it. Now it's time for me to transition
Once you
and come.
transitioned, okay, once you made the transition to Greensboro, then you realize, Greensboro's nice. However, it's something still missing. This is just isn't it. You decide to move to Charlotte, okay?
Yes. So basically, I didn't know anything about Charlotte. I always say that something told me to come to Charlotte, but when I say something, I
Hmm.
mean
We know
those
who
for
something
those who
is.
are spiritual and
Hmm.
believe in God, that my God told me that come to Charlotte and everything would
Right.
be perfectly fine. Like your business will grow. And what I would say is that it hasn't been an easy road,
Hmm.
but as every business, you're gonna always have some type of adversities that's gonna try to deter you
Right. Right.
or make you lose confidence. And I've been
Right.
there plenty of times. Valerie, I mean,
Join the committee.
we were
Yes.
supposed to do a lot of things before, and so many
Today.
things kept on happening. Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, even after I dropped off the cocktail to you and something again, and I was just like, okay,
You've been tested.
right? Why? And I had to say,
Continual tests.
why do you keep on trying to stop me from my growth? I'm like talking to that negative energy, like, why you keep on trying to stop me from what I'm going to do? Because I'm not going to give up. I am going to get like irritated. I am going to get frustrated, and it's going to
That's
show my
natural.
face. Right? It's going to show my face. But come on now, like I do need some be more smiles, like in my life.
And when you
But yeah,
can't find them, you create them. That's the word of the
right.
day. That was inspiration for this morning. You have to
Mm-hmm.
be positive regardless of what's taking place in your life, especially being in the vein of entrepreneurship. You have to know that unexpected things are going to happen that you did not plan for on that day. It's all about how
Mm-hmm.
you deal with it in the moment. So having positivity in each and every moment will get you through that. And you smile when you just don't feel like smiling, but you do it anyway. And be grateful for the things that has happened. So when you do that, you're golden. You really
Yes.
are. You're golden. So just keep pushing the course. And I can't say it enough. There's going to be tons of adversity, so many things. The rug's going to be snatched out. It's going to rain sometimes. But I'm going to say, pull out your umbrella, put on, your rain boots and just splash in it. You create something out of the splash. Something great will come out of that splash. So
Right.
looking at it for what it is, it's exciting. And I understand how it is when you have to move sometimes. When you have to move to get to that destiny, to get to where it is that you're supposed to be. Sacrifices are made. You have to leave family and friends behind, and that's always tough to do. However, at the same time, you're on a quest and you can see it. You've had a preview of what this looks like, and you're taking what comes natural to you. It's your
Right.
culture. You're bringing your culture to life to give everybody that you cross paths with a glimpse of what home looks like for you and your parents. So to come from Jamaica and Trinidad and take all of that in Cuba, come on, you're intertwining three cultures and you're putting it in a drink. Spirits, culture,
Right.
fabulous. And
Okay.
it's something that needs to be brought to where you are. So when did you really decide to do it?
Okay. So basically, I put everything in motion when I moved to North Carolina.
Uh-huh.
All my ideas, everything has been in the making since I've been in New York, but I could never focus. As a mom, working like 2 jobs and then
Right.
still going to school, I'm
Right.
like, I want to own my business. I have everything written down and everything that I want to do, but I can't focus because living in New York, you like it's
Right.
fast paced. From work, you wake up very early in the morning, like you hop on the train to head to work on time, and I mean, as far as like dropping the kids off to school,
Right.
um, head to work on time to go to class, and then you have a night shift after the class. Or I was working morning shifts and afternoon shifts and was taking night classes full time, full time with work and school, and still being a mom. I had no time to focus on what
Right.
I really wanted to do. And I got married.
In the midst of all of it.
Moved,
Uh-huh.
yeah, moved to Charlotte. I mean, moved to Winston-Salem
Uh-huh.
first, and became a mom of twins, which was my additional
Yes.
to the family. That was my third pregnancy, and staying home, I was just like, this is not me. At first, I was like, yeah, I would like to be a stay-at-home mom, because I was always working, going to school,
Right.
like never having the
Right.
time to just like sit down and
Reprieve.
meditate and think about what is my next go, or let me plan out something. I could never
Right.
really plan and sit down and calculate everything. So, with that being said, moving to North Carolina really did help me put everything in motion. Got tired of working for people. Went to college, realized like I'm gonna get paid like this amount working in the police department, not doing that. I'm sorry, like
You had a
um
flashback. I understand.
basically understanding my worth and just realize like how I'll be basically working for benefits. I'll
Right.
be working for my benefits, and I'm just like, yeah, that's not me. That's not me. I am a people's person. I love to interact with people. I'm
Right.
a bubbly spirit, fun.
Completely get it.
Love to joke around, and most of all, I love to make drinks. And within my family, coming from a big family, 3 different cultures. I mean, when I go to the Trinidadian side, even though we use the same type of um, like vegetables, and they all cook it a different way. Nothing is ever the same,
Right.
But I'm hearing the echo. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna try to ignore it and keep talking. Um,
Okay.
the seasoning is made from scratch. You know, watching my grandfather do that in the kitchen, and then my Jamaican grandmother making her seasoning from scratch, blending the peppers, the onions, the garlics, and her food just
Love
have
it.
flavor. I mean, it's never sugar added to it. And then whenever there was a functioning, um, my grandmother's side of the family, it was very small. So mainly we would hang out whenever there was a big gathering. We always hang around with the Cuban side of the family. So then when you go to the
Uh-huh.
Cuban side, you see how they cook. You notice that their dishes is totally different from the Jamaican dishes and from the Trinidadian dishes. But I would say this
Yes.
overall, out of 3, I love Jamaican food. I am a Jamaican baby.
Uh,
I love it. But then when it
it
comes to
comes
the
out.
juices, right, when it comes to the juices and everything, that's the Cuban side. They make all kinds of punches and stuff like that. Now, when it comes to the alcohol, that's the Trinidadian side of my family. So if you
Uh-huh.
notice like how everything collabs, that's where I'm inspired
Yes.
by like different flavors, like just watching and just making my own judgment. And then also my uncle Patrick, when I was younger, I used to always work with him.
Uh-huh.
He would always be a vendor at like festivals. There's a big parade called Labor Day in New York City, Brooklyn, New
Uh-huh.
York, where all the Caribbean people would come along together in their nice costumes. I don't know if you ever noticed Rihanna wearing that bra like with
Yeah.
diamonds and like a big feather.
Mm-hmm.
That's how everyone would come out and march down like for miles. And then you have different cultures selling food, selling juices. So I grew up doing that, watching my uncle as a little girl, and I would work for him just to earn some money for school. So
Nice.
I took all of that in, calculated it, mixed it in with my bartending skills, and I was able to come up with like I lost count of how many cocktails I do have. It does switches up throughout the season because everything does not taste the same, and as you know, like certain alcohols are used during
That's
the
true.
weather. So
That's true.
today I made a signature cocktail.
Yeah.
Um, I came up with a name, and you're always saying, "Oh, this is so fabulous," and why not call this cocktail Fab? You know, it's in my martini glass. This basically it's a strawberry basil cocktail with
Uh-huh.
Tito's. It's a little twist to it. Fresh strawberries.
Yes.
I blend them with the basil and fresh squeezed lime.
Mm.
Added a little bit of pear nectar and guava and strawberry nectar as well. And believe it or not, this tastes so refreshing. You
I
can
am
have it with
opening.
alcohol. You can have it with
Mm-hmm.
alcohol or without alcohol. Like that's how good it tastes. So, you ready,
Oh my
Valerie?
gosh. Yes. The texture is nuts. I can't wait to taste it. I can see the strawberries in it. Okay.
Can you see the
I gotta
basil?
smell it. I see the basil. I smell it. I sure wish you guys could have some of this. I wish with all my heart, Sparrows. I wish you could have some. However, I'm going to just sample it for all of us. Okay. Okay, Coco, cheers. I'm going to go
Cheers.
for it.
Mhm.
Very good. I'm picky. I'm picky over drinks. I really am. And I all but have to tell the mixologist or the bartender exactly what I want in it. All I did was have a simple conversation with Coco, and she came up with the rest. I love fresh berries. She knows that I love herbs and things like that. My favorite herb is basil. So she incorporated that. And yeah,
And this type of
that's
cocktail,
just fabulous. It really is.
it's a classy drink. It's not your average, you know,
I'm not average.
it's not your average rum and coke or
Mm-mm.
whatever it is that you want to call it. You have to eat a nice meal with this. And
Right.
as I was drinking this cocktail, I'm like, wow, some rosemary chicken,
Mm-hmm.
you know, with some asparagus
Mm-hmm.
would go
Yeah.
perfectly well with this.
Yeah.
I
Even
mean,
salmon. You can do
salmon,
seafood, maybe
you wouldn't
cod,
need,
bass.
right? If you want rice, you can cook it with rice, but just vegetables and meat and a lovely drink.
I
You know?
am so excited about this. I really am. I am. Now, Sparrows, I've actually tried a couple of other blends or mixes from Coco. My niece Tiffany introduced me to her through her drinks at the barbershop where she goes to have her hair cut. Tiffany came home with two or three different drinks. She said, Auntie Valerie, you're gonna have to try these. I was like, girl, whatever. And so she got this cute little shot glass and she put a sample in there and I tried it and it was jaw popping. I was like, oh my gosh, who is this? Who did this? Because first of all, you can go to have dinner, you can go out after work or have a girls' night out or whatever the case. You go out and you have cocktails. You don't bring them home. You don't bring them home. So, with that being said, Coco has taken her cultures and she's packaged that. She's packaged it up to where it's her mobile business. I mean, she can be on the go and be anywhere. So, with that being said, no matter where you're viewing from, you can reach out to her. She can create whatever it is, a specialty, whether it's alcoholic or non,
Also,
you know, and packaging that and ship it to wherever you are. I'm all about community. And whenever I learn of something or someone, something amazing in community, I like to connect with the person that's behind the brand. So what I did, I had to follow her first. I followed her on Instagram and basically reached out at that point. I reached out to her just so we could have a conversation. And I'm so hot, y'all. I am so hot. But the thing is, it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Now, next, I'm going to have her create something for hot flashes. So that'll be my next gig.
yeah.
That'll be the next thing. So, Coco, so
Yes.
when you were thinking of putting this blend together, and you hear me say blend a lot or formulas and stuff a lot because of different creations that, I make also. Coco's
Okay.
talking to me. She's being a mother.
Plug it in.
She's doing a whole lot right now. So just bear
I
with
can still
her.
hear
We
you.
know how it is when the
Yeah.
children need attention. She has her hands full. But when
Yes.
it comes to that, how did you go about the first thought to create this particular blend?
Um, Believe it or not, you want me to really be honest?
Be honest.
I didn't get to make that cocktail. I never got to sample it at all or practice how it would taste. When we
Hmm.
got on live earlier to practice,
Yeah.
I did it right then and there.
You just grab some stuff and say, I'm going to do this and
Right.
this and this.
I already knew off the top of my head what I wanted to use, but I
Right.
never was able to practice it off to see how it was. I literally had 20 minutes to get everything together because remember my car issue or whatever, and I had to
Yeah.
hurry up and get to you to drop it off. So I was moving within a timely manner, which I find myself always handling things pretty well. Everything always turns out perfect when there are
It's the
things
best that
just,
way.
and I'm
It's the
just like,
best
oh
that
my
way.
gosh.
Right. I create that way. I write that way when it comes to herbal cosmetics. Like I make natural products for
Right,
skin, hair, fragrances, things like that. And everything is made by hand. So whenever I put myself under pressure to create something, it's just like God is saying, okay, get this, get that, this, use 10 drops of this, 15 drops of this, and you go and blend that. Because even
right,
tonight, I have an idea in my mind for a facial, for a
right,
mask, you know
right.
some egg yolks in the fridge, is waiting for those types of things. No, I'm going to use some kaolin, clay, and then I've
Hmm.
got my oil. Everything is in my
Right.
mind. So once
Hmm.
I put it together, I know before it's even created, it's all the way fabulous. It is.
Right.
And those are the
Because
best ways of going about it.
because I remember when we first spoke, you said I love strawberry and basil, and I'm like, yeah, I already know what would go perfectly with that,
Yeah.
and was unable to even like try to whip it up way before because I've been crazy busy networking my business still
Uh-huh.
and hosting a lot of pop-up shops, participating at a lot of pop-up shops as well, summer events that I've been having to promote my brand. And time has not always been on my side, but I said today, I'm like, this will happen. I have to. So yeah.
It was destined to happen,
Yep.
because from first conversation, it was a click. It was a click there, and my mind automatically starts spinning of how we can
Right.
collaborate, how we can do some things together within community, and using the differences, however, the things that are alike to work for us when making those connections. So, like Coco was saying, everything that could have happened has happened in the meantime, in the past 4 or 5 months, to where the past week or so we've been communicating about this show. So everything has basically fallen into place as it always does. Sometimes we can make plans to do things, however, timing just isn't there. We don't know what's going to happen in the means, but when it does happen, it's always spot on. So that I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for her being here. I'm grateful for her being obedient, knowing that when she was in New York City, that she has this idea that she wants to implement. However, it wasn't feasible for her to do it there. It's so competitive in large cities like that. You can get so much of the same things at every corner. But to bring it to somewhere like the Carolinas, honey, it's brand new. It tickles the palate. It's something fancy and not heard of. So that was one of the reasons why I felt it would be a grand idea to have you on the show, because you never know who's going to see it. You never know how it's going to, expedite your company and get you connected with some other people that could
Yes.
really, push your brand along. I'm so excited about
Thank
what you're
you.
doing and listening and doing what God tells you to do. Always be obedient in that. And when He tells you to do it, just do it, and do it right now.
For real.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
did wanted to say something a little bit inspirational for those who are trying to start their own business.
Uh-huh.
Just know that you have to be 100% in. You can't be partially
Yes.
in. If you want to see growth, if you want to see results, nothing is never easy. It's just like when you're working for someone,
Right.
your boss is giving you everything that they don't want to do. So they're paying you and several other people to do it. But the joy about being an entrepreneur is seeing how much effort and dedication and continuously being persistent
Right.
no matter what. I mean,
Right.
I shed so many tears, shed so many tears. I mean,
Yes.
affirmations help, believe it or not. It's okay
Yeah.
to shed a tear as long as you pick up and keep it going. I mean,
Always forward. Always forward.
it's always going to be something that's going to tell you no or make you feel like, man, I cannot do it. But if you're dedicated and you have a set plan and you already set it in stone, it's going to blossom. And don't be
In
shy.
time. Right.
Do not be shy, because the person that sells their products is you, not the products. So in order for
Exactly.
your products to keep it going, you have to feel some type of comfortability speaking about it,
Yeah.
because
Your
you're the only
passion
one that can get.
shows.
Yeah,
It
you're the.
shows when you're talking
Mm-hmm.
about it.
Yep. And that's what actually works for me, because believe it or not, I've always been a shy person. And when I tell people this, they're like, "You're shy?" Yes, I am shy. I
Very
mean,
introvert.
yes, I had my
Yeah.
first my first pop-up event in Charlotte, like the big event. I mean, this was by Statesville, but a lot of Charlotte natives was there, and thousands of people. This was January 2019, a couple of days after New Year's, and I didn't have I didn't practice on what I was going to say. I was a little bit shy. And then all of a sudden I came up with, hi, my name is Coco with Coco Exotics. I'm a bartender, mixologist, that I make signature cocktails that's inspired by my culture, infused with alcohol and made with love. So I made that same pitch the same day,
Yes.
and I stuck with it since.
It's perfect. It's
And it
perfect.
helped me. Yep,
It
it really did help
flows.
me.
Yes, it flows, and you have to be comfortable in everything that you say. It has to be believable. So, for
Hmm.
those select words to come to mind, you did the right thing. And you have to
Yes.
have your own pitch, you have to have your own slogans and things that define who you are. It's no
Hmm.
different than, me doing the same thing. But, it just depends on the the networking event, or shall I say, where you are at the time and what you're promoting. You're promoting Coco Exotics. So I have to remember, am I promoting visions? Am I promoting TVM? However, visions is every single thing in the world that I do.
Yes.
But when you start branching off and the tree happens and all of the drops, that's where TVM comes from. And so someone may say, well, Valerie, where did TVM come from? The Valerie Miller. Why the Valerie Miller? And I say, well, it's all about what I do. However, it's all about the dynamic of things. I chose the in front of my name because God is always first. So when you look up the in the dictionary, it means God. Go to the bottom of everything and it has God there. So when I say God first, then me, because I'm second. And so I introduce you to yourself.
Right.
That's where the business that I have when it comes to conscious lifestyle strategist, it's a number of things. So when you look at that, you are selling you. They're listening to what you're saying. It's believable because of how you're saying it. The enthusiasm, how serious you are, how confident you are. And when you said your spill just now, you popped up. And when you can do this, you've gained attention, a smile. And what do I say to you every time? Girl, those dimples will sell itself. And they're only going to sink in like that because you're showing excitement because of the love of what you do. That is personal branding. People believe what they see, all of the senses: smell, taste, hear, and just to be on tonight. She created this afternoon, jumped in the car, drove it across town so I could have it tonight. So you can have a visual. It's one thing for her to have that cocktail there, but for me to have one, it's two. It's two people doing the exact same thing. So you have to look at it for what it is. Your brand is major, it's your responsibility. It's not about the packaging, it's not about all of the additional things that most people focus on when in entrepreneurship. Oh, it's got to be so fabulous, it's got to be dolled up, spending money unnecessarily. Spend what you have to spend to get it out there. Because once they pop that top and they taste it, that's when it sells.
Mm-hmm. So
It's
true.
that. It's that. And being confident in it. Everything else can come later on. You don't want to put too much time and energy towards something that's not going to get that brand out there. Brand you first. Have the conversations, get out there, do the pop-ups, network, 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 network. Have your
And
brand spill there.
and listen to your inner thoughts. There's gonna be a lot of ears saying you should do this, or how come you don't have it
Yeah.
like this? It's
Yeah.
honestly, it's always someone who's not in my field that's
Right.
always suggesting something, but has no idea about that field that would work
Exactly.
for a different field. And I'm just like, thank you. All right, I'll look into that.
I don't even say that. I straight up tell
I,
you that wouldn't
you
work for me.
you see how
I'm
you
that
just did your
bold.
eyes like when you just blinked?
Hmm.
Like sometimes I'm like, but
Kind
it just
always, but stay in your lane. Unless it's something that you can give really sound advice, do that. And I believe in it. Sometimes, I haven't had one in a while, but there are times when I will connect with other entrepreneurs, those that I can trust, those that I believe in and know that I don't mind supporting as they support me, and just having roundtables and just having ideas of things to help flourish within your brand. Because at the same time, you're building rapport, and it's all about doing that, getting to know who it is. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I like to get to know the person behind the brand, the
right.
person, not the profession. It's the person who created it. Where did it come from? What was your thoughts? And you broke it down with three cultures of where it came from. And for me,
Yes.
it's been every job I've ever had, every career path that I was on. I select jobs because I loved what I did and what that was going to do for me at that time in my life. And it took all of the wonderful things that took place from each career and put them all together to create all the things that I do. So I love what I do all the time. All the
Yes.
time. It's not part-time at all. It's vital that you stay true to yourself because it's a full-time job. It's
True.
full-time. And I like smiling.
Me too.
As Coco mentioned, this is not a rolled out red carpet choice to make.
Hmm.
However, it's worth it. It's worth it in the end. So if you can be dedicated to get up and go to work for somebody else every day, you can have that same dedication for yourself.
And it'll
Only
grow.
if it'll grow, only if you're in your lane. Do what you love and let that
It's
be
mo-
enough. You can't grow unless you're in your lane of love of whatever it is.
True.
That's how you know, because that way you won't quit. You're hungry for it. You love it. You won't quit. You
Right.
won't. And I
And
just feel
investments.
like, yes, if it's going to be a
And
ton of that.
another thing is investments. As a entrepreneur, I had to pay a lot of vendor fees to be a
Right.
vendor at a pop up shop, and I paid fees from like $200 to the lowest of $40. And I didn't look at it like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of money. I looked at it like, this is my business.
Right.
In order for it to get to where I had to, like,
Right.
where I needed to go, I have to spend. So there's been times where I put in all my money and was left with zero. And there was
Yeah.
times where I only made a certain amount back. But the fact of the matter is, I engaged with a lot of individuals that enjoyed my drinks,
Right.
whether they
Right.
bought it or not. Just that
Right.
positive feedback, because I know they're going to tell their friends and their family, and they're going to always remember
Absolutely.
me. They're going to always say, "Wow, I met this lovely young lady. She's full of personality." My drinks, I love these drinks because my drinks is a representation of my cocktails.
Right.
They're very colorful, and they're gonna spread the word. And since then, people call me back, Coco, can you be a bartender? Are you licensed? And I say, yes, I'm licensed. Can you do this 50th birthday party? Can you host a gathering? And then, so that's basically how everything went on. So
Exactly.
sometimes when you're at a pop up shop, you might make some money, you might not, but you just got to look at it as an investment. This is your brand.
Exactly.
You can't just give up. You can't just give up and say, you know what, I didn't do anything today. Because the reason why I'm saying this, Valerie, is because like I've met people, and some people they're like, oh, I don't want to pay that. Why should I pay that fee if I can pay less than that? But believe it or not, there's been times where I did pay less for a vendor fee,
Right.
and that less fee, no one didn't show up.
Right.
No one didn't show up, and here I am making all these products. Even after asking thousands of questions, how many guests would attend or whatsoever, no one didn't show up. And yeah,
It's no
I was
guarantee.
a little bit frustrated. I'm not gonna lie, I was frustrated. But what I did was interact with the other vendors that's there, get to know
Right.
them a little bit, let them sample my products, you know, and we did collabs like that, or they told someone about me, I told someone about them, and that's basically a
That's what it's
networking
about.
opportunity, networking to
That's
your
what it's
net worth.
about.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. So it's always a reason for everything to happen the way it does. It's no
Yep.
guarantee that you're going to have people wrapped around the building to get in the door for any event. It's just a
Mm-hmm.
roll of the dice whenever you do that. The great thing is that you're putting yourself out there and making yourself available to be seen. And if nothing else, they can walk away with a business card. They've walked away with a sample. You cannot change the fact of a taste. You remember a taste, you remember the moment where it was, and it's going to always be something that's, again, branding you. You're not going to get that anywhere because they can't make it the way you made it because it's a cultural thing.
Yep.
That is your mark.
Yep.
That is your mark. And that's what I love the most about that. Anything that's personalized, nobody else can do it like you do it. They cannot replicate that. Although they may try, but they cannot. You can list your ingredients. Tell them what you have in it. They don't know how much of this nor that. And that was one of the things a lot of people used to say to me about when it came to my herbal cosmetics, because I would list the ingredients that I had, and they felt like, well, you shouldn't be doing that, Val. They're going to, copy that and make it themselves. They can't.
Exactly.
No, God gave me that formula. I wish they would.
Right?
Do what you can, but it won't be like that. And
Exactly.
anytime I put that stamp on it, I'm quick to say it'll change your life. And whenever I say it'll change your life, it's that type of a memorable moment that you're going to have by utilizing that particular product. Whether if it's a
Right.
fragrance or if it's something that I'm creating for a design for interiors, it does not matter. Anything I do it because God has led me to do it. That's how I'm that confident to say it. And I saw today in post on Instagram is Godfidence. So when God did it, that's how confident I am in it. Godfidence. Because it's going to work. Just like I can't even wait to get that mask done after this broadcast tonight. Cannot wait. I know what it's going to do. I need a good mask. And, with the passing, of Toni Morrison the other day, she always said, and when you can't find something, like she use it in text of a book. If you can't find the book you want to read, write it. That's why I wrote my book. So she always comes to mind. So rest in peace, Toni Morrison. So just like today, if I cannot find something that's perfect for my skin, I make it. If I can't find something for my hair, I make it. So that's the type of person that I am. Can't help it. It's all about personalizing. Everything I've ever done is personalized, it's custom because I'm unique, you're unique. Everybody has their own fingerprints. No two are the same. So look at it from that text. If it's not something you're supposed to do, don't do it. If it is something that you have in your heart to do that. Whatever it is, follow your suit and don't try to wear somebody else's.
And focus on you.
Period. It's no time
Focus
for
on you.
anything else.
Don't look
Honestly,
at,
it's
wow,
no
this person.
time.
Don't look at like, wow, this person is doing this person's doing that. You
Yeah,
always have to have a pure, genuine heart. If you
right.
have a bad heart, I don't think anything is gonna work.
It won't.
Will not work.
It won't. I'm just so excited about everything that's grand and new, embracing the trials, all of the challenges. They only change us for the good. They change us
Yeah.
for the good. They help us grow in places we need to grow in. So every time something happens and you were not expecting that, laugh about it and say, thank you for the challenge. I accept.
Right.
Look at it that way.
Thank
Because
you for the challenge. I accept.
thank you for the challenge, I accept. And when you can say that, that's you standing in your power, your armor, and say, you know what, bring it then. I'm ready for you. Because you're not going to back down. You're focused, charging ahead toward whatever that preview is that has been shown to you in your mind. Just follow the lead of whoever your higher power is and get comfortable in it because it's going to take a while. Embrace that. This right here, I'm going to have to sip on this right here. I'm going to need shots of this. I don't want to take it all in too fast. This is amazing, Sparrows. I'm going to
Can
need
I?
you to reach out to Coco and order your own specialty cocktail. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. I was gonna say, the good thing about my cocktails when you order it from a 12-ounce bottle, as you can see, it's empty. It's in this lovely glass. It is a 3 servings per bottle. So, another thing, it's a 3 servings bottle, and you can turn this drink into a frozen treat as well. If you want to turn it to a little icy or slushy, it can become that.
Uh-huh.
And the reason why is because I use natural fruits, and fresh ingredients.
Love it.
And you
Love
can
it.
follow me on Instagram at CocoExotics for any updates. And if you would like to inquire about any bartending services or mixology services, you can definitely email me at CocoExotics23@gmail.com.
Perfect.
Yeah.
After broadcast, if you don't mind going into comments, because you're going to need to respond to the comments that are coming in anyway. So if you can just go into comments and put your contact information there,
Okay.
that would be a great idea to do, because Kim is already asking for your information and she'll advertise your dream and business
Okay.
for the love. Okay. Kim
Thank
is the
you.
mom.
And
You
I want to
absolutely love
say
her.
thank you. Thank you, Miss Valerie. Thank you so
You're
much for
welcome.
your time. Thank you for your patience. I mean, only an entrepreneur as yourself will understand what we go through. So that's why I'm saying thank you for your patience. And thank you for everyone that's tuning in. I'm not able to see the comments as of yet, but thank you. And I'm going to respond after. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm going to post my phone number up there. I'm going to post my email and my Instagram information. I
Yes.
literally tuned in on Facebook just for Valerie, taking some time off of Facebook because I'm mainly on Instagram promoting my business.
Uh-huh.
It works for me. I can post and keep it going. I'm still trying to learn how to really communicate through social media without even meeting
Yes.
people, which is really hard because I'm more like I can have a conversation in person and we can
Right.
engage.
Right.
We can engage much better versus like virtual typing away. But
Yes.
yeah, I'm gonna definitely comment everything, all my details, all my information, and I hope to hear from everyone pretty soon. If not, share me. I mean, think about it. This is the year of 2019. 5 years from
Yes.
now, where will Coco Exotics be? And
Amazing. Somewhere grand.
somewhere great. I've been told by a lot of elderly people that I am a businesswoman before I even became a businesswoman. This is what they told me. And for an elderly person to say that to me, I take it into consideration because I feel like
Yes.
they're more connected spiritually and well grounded, and they've seen the
Right.
world, and they can tell, like despite whatever, they can see. And everyone that I encounter with, they see something, and I'm like, I don't see it yet. I don't see it yet. I'm just doing what I gotta do. I'm just doing what I
However
love.
you
Sometimes,
do. You
sometimes I don't
do.
even know, and I'm just like a mama of four, and I'm just like, and I'm like, I gotta do this, and everything seems to work out. It seems
Everything
to
you
work
left
out,
New
even
York for is happening.
right. Going
That's
off
what
of
they
faith,
mean. Mm-hmm.
going off of faith. And that's another thing. You have to believe that everything's gonna work out. Like, I'm the first from my family to leave New York. I mean, my mom, she migrated from Jamaica to New York, and
Right?
she's still living there. My grandmother as well. My grandmother, rest in peace to her. But basically, I'm the first of my family to leave New York from where,
That's
like,
amazing.
all my siblings is still there, and I'm just here making a name for myself. And it is hard, it is challenging because I'm so used to being around family
Yes,
or
it's
right
tough.
next to family, and
It's
I
tough.
have no family here. Blood, as far as like bloodline, I mean, I met some great people
Right.
that's very
Right.
supportive, just like
Right.
as Valerie herself. But
Yes.
just grow up in a big family and just to have that support system, physical support. And I'm just here by myself with my children and my husband.
Yes.
That's
That's a
all.
gift
And
within itself. It's a gift
yeah.
within itself because it shows the adventurous side, that you're not afraid. You're willing to do
Hmm.
what's necessary to do to make your dream come true. Whatever that vision is, that God planted it in your heart and gave you the sight to see. That's why it's easy for you to move. That's why it's easy for you to make the connections you need to make. I'm telling you, believing, trusting, doing. You have to have action behind everything that you know serve as purpose in your life and how you're going to bless other people with your gifts. It's important. It's important because they do make room for you. I can't say that enough. God wouldn't put it in the word if it wasn't a fact. Your gifts make room for you. So why settle with something, working for somebody else, and letting your dream die every day? It doesn't make sense. And it's only two types of people in the world. It's the ones that follow their dreams and their heart to make them come true, and then the ones who work for the ones who took the initiative to do it.
My
It's
professor
that
actually said
simple.
that one time.
It's a fact.
Hmm.
Always wondering, what if I did that? Don't be the what if you know that is something intended for you to do, no matter what it looks like. Get it done and do it today. It's all about challenge. It's all about now. It's all about believing in yourself and knowing that it's going to happen. Just put on your tough layer of armor because it's not a walk in the park. It's hard. It is hard. And even though you love it, even though it's amazing, you have this idea like Coco, no different than myself. Of course, it's going to work, but you've got to do the work first.
Hmm.
It's dedication, it's loving yourself, trusting yourself, and knowing you have what it takes to get it done. Then everything else will come into play. That's a
Exactly.
fact. That's a
Oh, yeah.
fact.
And also surrounding yourself with positive energy, because that positive
Period.
energy would really rub off on you. So the company you keep
Yes.
does portray
It does. It shows
everything.
up because it's
Also,
distraction.
hmm I wanted to say, I would say she's my godmother, but she's really not. Her name is Tonya Lewis. And I remember, that's my sister, my older sister's godmother. She's a philanthropist. She owns her own business. And I remember working for her as a teen, and where it first started from. She has her own nonprofit organization. And I remember telling her at a young age that I'm going to have my own business, and I'm going to make my signature cocktails and all that. And she gave me my first cocktail book. And this was before I even became a licensed bartender. And I was just talking. And believe it or not, I talked to her about it, and I'm like, remember, Tonya, when I was saying I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that? That was literally like about, my daughter's 14. That was about 10 years ago. 10
You
years
spoke
ago.
it. You spoke it into
So,
existence.
and I tried to do other things, went to college, finished, tried to do other things. And what happened? It deterred me right back to
Right,
my calling. So
right.
this is my calling, to make signature cocktails and mocktails, put a smile on people's face, interact with them, listen to them, get to know them, and work with like any culture, any
Right.
like anyone, and just be able to have a idea of what they would like. It doesn't matter where you're from, what race you are. I can do it.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the
Hmm.
beauty in it. And that's why I applaud you. So just take everything to the chest and just know you can laugh it off later. Just laugh it
Okay.
off. That's real talk because it's going to be days you laugh, going to be days you cry, it's going to be days you get up whistling, going to be days you're going to have to force yourself out of the bed. However, you get it done because you know it's a purpose behind it. And if you can speak, have that vision over 10 years ago, then like you said, within the next 5, think about how you've expanded, how you've taken your product and you have them in vendors back in New York. You
Oh,
see?
can I talk about my logo?
Sure.
Coco Exotics. My logo looks like this because growing up in Brooklyn, well, as you can see, the palm trees is there. That's the T
Yes.
because my family, they're from the islands. But the
Uh-huh.
graffiti look, it's inspired by Brooklyn, New York. I mean, growing up, I saw a lot of graffiti on the train, on the train, on like when you would take the train and you'll go under the tunnel, sometimes you'll see all the time. I think they changed it now. I haven't been back to New York since November, but
Right.
it's graffiti all over. So growing up and seeing that, that's what inspired me. I always like graffiti. I always like the text. I don't know how to. So I remember going to this tattoo artist named Sean, I believe so, out in Winston-Salem.
Uh-huh.
And I explained to him what exactly I would like. I want it to look like a sketch. I want it to look very urban, very graffiti,
Like
like
it.
give me that 90s kind of feel to it, because
Right.
that is my era. I was born in 87 and I was raised within the 90s. So, I mean, growing up, and then even around that time in the 90s, we always seen a lot of colors, down to like Will Smith, right? Fresh Prince of
Yes.
Bel-Air, he would always wear the windbreakers with different kind of colors. And
Right.
TLC, they were so colorful and fun. So growing up watching them on TV, seeing all those colors, I'm a colorful person. So
Yes.
that's what inspired me. This is all from my what I've seen growing up, graffiti, and just colors and my culture. That's basically much it. Everything
Huh.
that I've been through, I will cry over my business because that's my baby.
Yes.
And I work very hard for it, and I'm not giving up, and I'm going to keep pushing it. And also, I have a kid-friendly line called Coco Exotics Jr. that is
Hmm.
specializing in organic lemonades using
Love
natural
that.
sweeteners. Some of the sweeteners is with pure cane sugar,
Uh-huh.
and some is with organic pure cane sugar, and some is with agave, organic agave.
Love it.
And I'm working on that with my two oldest
That is a
children.
great thing. So you
Hmm.
are extending the brand.
Yes.
Okay. So I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to
It's getting
try
a little dark.
that. Yes, it is because
I,
we've actually gone over an hour.
we did.
Yeah, our time is up. I told you it would go by so fast.
Hold on, babies.
That
Okay.
is it. So what we're going to do is go ahead and wrap things up because you have given your contact information, and don't forget to go and list it in comments
Hmm.
so everyone's able to contact you for future reference of any events that they may have if they want you to package something, because of course you do the consultation with them as to what they want, and then there is samplers because she and I are talking about doing an event and we're not going to say it on live. We're just going to plan it off camera and then we'll present it to you once it's a date and location and everything's in place. So anybody local, want to participate, by all means do so. But then we're going to live it for those who aren't unable to attend. So it's always going to be a view from whatever the case that happens between myself and whoever I collaborate with. So I'm all the way excited about it, and I can't wait to close this down and enjoy my drink and my fab drink, and then doll up this space with this new
Yeah.
formula that's I've come up with in my head. So I'm going to say thank you to you. It's been such a treat to have you on. I'm so grateful that our
Thank
paths
you.
crossed. So thanks to my niece Tiffany for making that possible, because she knows how I am when it comes to particulars of things. And she tried it and knew I would love it. And of course, she knows me that well. So to be able to connect with you, you are a local vendor, someone that I know we can do some great things with in this Queen City. So I'm looking forward to that. Thank you for being a Sparrow guest tonight, and I look forward to talking with you again later in the week or early next week. So is there
Thank
anything
you.
else you want to share? You're quite welcome before we sign off.
Um, no, I want to say thank you, Tiffany, for introducing my lovely signature cocktails to your aunt. And again, thank you, Valerie, so much for giving me the opportunity, for your patience, and just everything. Honestly, this is pretty much new to me. I don't know what to really expect. I'm just making my signature cocktails and telling people my story, and hopefully it'll connect. with everyone, and
It
everyone will
will.
love it. And hope to see me on the big screen one day.
Of course you'll
But
be there. You'll be there. I can see it happening. I totally can.
yeah.
I'm proud of you. Just stay the course and stay focused. All
Yes.
those, distractions are going to happen. Keep them in your peripheral. Do not start looking left or right. No. This. As long as you are doing this and do that, push them out.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
I've given you the juice on that.
Oh, can I?
So,
I
hmm?
want to say, I want to say hi, even though I'm not like really. I don't know if my family's gonna be able to view this, if they're
They should.
going to view this, but when they do, I want to say hi to all my siblings, Saraya, Chanel, Courtney, Atiba, Arenze, and Amir. I want to say happy birthday to my niece and nephew, Kyla and Kayer. Sorry I can't be there physically, but I love you. Dad and Mom, thank you for making me, your wonderful creative child who's always been a challenge.
And look
Never
what it
took no
got
for an
you.
right. Never took
Right.
no for an answer. Thank you. Thank you for everyone who's been encouraging me. Thank you to a couple of my closest friends who I consider sisters, Benice, Trina, and Lashana, also known as Ducky. Thank you for continuously being supportive and encouraging me to stay strong, even when at times when I wanted to give up. Thank you so much.
Okay, she's frozen on us. She was giving her Grammy speech, or shall I say her Sparrow speech, and she has frozen. So, what I'm going to do is go ahead and close out for the evening. Thank you, Sparrows, so much for spending time with us, and she's coming back in. I don't know what to do. None other than saying this. These cocktails are amazing. So I'm not going to sit here and just take it on down. I'm going to wait until I'm off air to do that because it is absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. And if it's not organic, I don't want it. And she made that specifically for me and I said it's time to make it for a particular market like myself. So she did it. I give it a thumbs up, and I know you will love it also. So be sure to reach out to Coco because she is amazing. She is a dear to know and someone you would have enjoyment with working with as well. So, on that note, Sparrows, always possess a positive attitude and soar in all you do. I love you, mean it. Smooches.